G'day everyone, how's it going? It's Jackson. Welcome back to the Golden Pursuit run-through. This is going to be part 2 of the Get Ready to Ride section. So this is basically covering some alternatives that you'd want to look at if you either want to take part in the PvP event and get your event tickets. In a PvE's perspective, this is going to be... I will explain that in a bit. But yeah, just that, because it also covers quests. The boomboxes is a significant portion. So there is some significant stuff here. There are some other PvP options here. But in my opinion, you don't need any of these. All the other stuff is like easier. Well, not so much. It's not really it has the potential to be easy, but these ones here, it's just like less shit in the way kind of thing for this stuff. But it will cover some of these. So I'll cover duels. I'll cover fishing because fishing's really easy. What else is there? Yeah, there might be a few other things I'll cover, but it's mostly going to be the PvP event stuff. How to do that in a PvE perspective. You can get every single event ticket in this event without even seeing a PvP player, like seeing a player, an enemy player at all. Even like allied players, you can do this solo basically, and the less enemy players that you see, the better, in my opinion, for the way this works. Okay, so I'll cover the 2 ways to do this in Cyrodiil. I'll cover the 1 way I do this in Imperial City. It's basically like only 1 way for that. But I just want to first point out that I'm not saying there's any problems with PvP. I know some people took a bit of offense to the PvE approach video, and I totally understand that. I don't have any problems with PvP. It's just that some people, we just don't gel well with that environment. We don't gel well with that community. So we just want to avoid it. Not because it's toxic. I mean, some of it's toxic, definitely. But you know, some people find accomplishment in PvP. Some people find accomplishment in the cooperative side of PvE. So you just have to respect all sides here. And I do understand that it does impact PvPers a little bit, right? Especially when a lot of the population goes to like a town and doesn't help take keeps or anything. But as opposed to what there being only one like fully populated campaign in any other time, like I just don't understand how that really is different to what you'd normally see. I get it. I'm not having a go at any actually genuinely like hostile towards any PvP stuff. It's just not something that I like doing myself. I love the siege side of it. That's one thing I will point out. But yeah, I'm not very good at fighting other people, so. And I'm sure a lot of other people agree. So, okay, I've fucking rambled on enough. So let's get to it. Firstly, my main method for Cyrodiil is to use the scouting board, this one here. So in each of the 3 the gates, one of the gates will have some it'll have some daily quest boards. You'll see the blue quest icons here. They're always in like one of the gates. The other gate in Ordinary Dominion, this one over here, won't have it. I can't remember off the top of my head, but all you have to do to access these is just go to these 2 blue way shrines here, the transitor shrines. The ones at the gates can never be taken. This area here is not accessible by players. If these gates are open, once you hop off like the taller area here, down the wall, like down there, that's where enemy players can show up, assuming these scroll gates are open. If these keeps are under the control of your faction, these scroll gates remain closed. That's how it works. So you can see this one here. Right now, this area is not accessible by players as well, which is helpful for some daily endeavors, that's for sure. Okay, so yeah, just use those transitor shrines at the gates. This one over here is what you're looking for, right? The scouting mission board. So what you want to do is, firstly, go to a campaign where your faction is doing awful. Preferably, if one faction owns everything. Yeah, I guess it depends. If one faction owns a lot of the stuff in your home area, that's basically what you're looking for. Because if you can check the board here, you have to scout either a resource or a keep. Now, the way this works is it only focuses on one faction, which can make it a bit of a pain in the ass to get working, but I'll show you some workarounds to that. So right now, it's focusing on Ebonheart Pact. They only own 2 keeps, King's Crest and... Oh, sorry, Farragut and Aris Keep. Actually, no, it's King's Keep, so it's Daggerfall then. Wow, that's really fucking... That's shit. RNG. So you just accept the quest. Now the first thing you want to do is just abandon it if you get something bad. That was this one here. You do not want anything out here. It is a waste of time in my opinion. You want things that are close to the home side of your area. So if you're Old Merry Dominion, you want anything in this side here, like Roe, Alessia, you want Fairgill, Bloodmane, Blackboot, maybe Brindle and Drakelow as well. Also, if there is, like, usually there'll be a campaign where your faction owns everything. In that case, you also can just use things like Charmanel as well. All the Emperor keeps are fine too. I think also the outposts work as well. I can't remember off the top of my head if you get those as a scout. I think you do. But yeah, the more outwards towards the enemy factions you go, the more annoying it is. So once you get your quest, just, if it's not one that you want to do, just disband it. Now, sometimes you get the same one. Unfortunately, there's no way around that, but what you do instead in that case is leave this campaign and go to a different one. So there's two ways to do this. Either you can use the Wayshrine here, just use it as if you use any other Wayshrine, just go into any place like just out of Cyrodiil, and then from there you can enter another campaign. Because, fun fact, you can't actually enter a different campaign from Cyrodiil itself, but you can enter an Imperial City campaign. So you could also go to Imperial City, queue for this, and once you're in Imperial City, you can change campaigns. Thing is, you can do this in combat, and you can do it anywhere in Cyrodiil. So if you find yourself in Cyrodiil and you just want to leave straight away, once you've done like a scouting mission, maybe it's like one that's, if you decide to do one that's like out of the way, but it'll take you ages getting back and you don't want to end up dying or something, you can just go straight to Imperial City. It'll take you to this area here, which is safe. And from here, you can just jump straight into Cyrodiil again. So in this case, let's look at one where our faction isn't prevalent. Look for things like this, where the population for your faction is low, but the other ones are like higher. That tends to be the places you want to look at for getting a good scouting mission. The reason you want this, right, because you end up having to scout it afterwards, is you find a campaign like this one here, where your faction would be doing really well, because high population basically guarantees that you're just controlling the whole map. At that point, you can go... Oh, this one's not very good either. Oh, hold on. I'll continue this topic in a second. I'm just going to find a good quest. Kalman. This potentially could be good. So this is one of the Emperor keeps. So now, I think I can work with Charman here, right? So what we do now, if you think you found one that you can potentially do, what you want to do is find, firstly, just leave the campaign, whether it be through Imperial City or just through the natural Wayshrine. You want to pick the campaign that has the highest population that you can join easily without like getting a fucking huge queue. Because any campaign like that, where your faction controls a lot of the map, potentially you'll find one where that keep is under your control. Because what you can do is, even if that keep is under your control, you can scout it. It's quite hilarious, but it does work. I do it all the time. And sometimes you get resources as well, and in those cases you just have to leave the keep. It takes another like 20 seconds. Oh my god, that's really unlucky. Because, so the keep is ours, but because the resources are not under our control, we can't port there. Oh, there is a huge fight there, okay. Oh shit, okay. Ooh, we can travel there. Okay, so here we go. Oh shit. Someone's got hit with a curse. Okay, so here you go. So use scout report. Even though we own Shaman right now, I'm just going to go ahead and do the scout report. Return the scouting mission board. We're done. So, in the event that, like, say right now, this resource gets taken and we can't port away, don't worry. What you can do is you can just go now to Imperial City, just enter campaign, and now head straight to the campaign that you want to hand this in for afterwards. And you're done, basically. So there's no real way to stop yourself from getting out of here quickly once you've got your scanning mission done. So the first, like, 10 seconds of doing that little writing thing, that's it. As soon as you've done that, you can be killed, you can leave, you can do anything, it doesn't matter. your mission is complete, basically. So what we'll do now is we'll just go... Yeah? It said entering campaign, that was weird. So now we just go to one that is just not pop-locked at all. Because you can do it on any campaign, and then you can hand it in any campaign, and you can accept it in any campaign. It travels over different campaigns, so you can just do it on a you can do it on a, you can start on a campaign where you don't own anything, so it gives you something easy, like close. You can go to another campaign where you own everything, so you can do it in a campaign where everything is already owned, and then you can just hand it in. So yeah, that's it. And here we are. So just hand that in, get some AP, some gold, some event tickets. Boom. That's it. So that's how I've been doing it for the last, like, as long as I can remember, really. So, oh, God, what are the odds there we just got on the... Coolest thing is, you see we just did a quest where you can do another one. So if you want to... What you can do... Oh, yeah, Fort Dragonclaw. Wait, what? We own that. Okay, interesting. I've never seen it do one that you already own. That's crazy. So, yeah, you can do another one, right? So go back to a campaign where you own nothing, just do another one. Complete it, but don't hand it in. Just have it in your quest log. So tomorrow, or whenever the reset happens next, and you can unlock your tickets, you can just have that one ready, hand it in, do another quest, and then you've got plenty of time just to do that quest, because sometimes you just get shit. Like, you just get the worst RNG known to man, and all you have to do in that case is, because you've just handed another one in, so you don't have to worry about event tickets for a bit, you just chill. Just wait, like, 15 minutes, come back, see if there's a different one, and yeah, that's it. There's no worrying about how active the community is at the time. There's no worrying about, like, well, kind of, I suppose. They have to take keeps for this to work, but yeah, it's just, there's so little worry about, like, what's going on as far as, like, fighting people goes. So yeah, that's my main way. Alright, now let's look at the second option, which is to do town quests. So there's 5 towns in Cyrodiil. You've got Bruma, Vlastris, and Cropsford. They're the 3 strategic towns. The reason I say strategic is these are spawn points, so people can use these to travel around the map and take other stuff. So you're going to find these places tend to be more busy with player activity, so I try not to use these when I can. The good thing about them, though, is because you can travel to them, you can do the quests quicker, so there is a risk versus reward thing there. The towns I prefer, though, is Cyrodiil over here in the further in Ebonheart Pact territory, or Coral over here in Daggerfall Covenant territory. So with these ones here, what I'd advise you do is find the campaign where your faction is probably doing the most, because you want the campaign to be heavily in your territory. Because the more the other factions are, like, close to here, the higher odds there are. God, let me do that again. The more probable it will be that enemy players will rock up here, and sometimes there are people who just dedicate their time to just sitting there waiting for PvE players to come in here and do these quests, and it is basically guaranteed not to be anyone like that if the campaign is, like, significantly pushed towards the enemy, like in this case. So all you have to do is complete one quest, and that's it for this stuff. These quests are really easy. They're just any generic shit you'd find in any normal town in the game. So as an example, it's just like kill 4 enemies, find this item and bring it back. It's just like really simple shit like that. It'll be really low. Alright, so there's 2 people here. You've got Sylvian, and then you've got another one over here. Where are they? This one here. She's also got quest 2, but I think I've already got a quest for her. Yeah, for that one there. So what we can do is we can accept the 2 quests, see which ones we get, and pick which one we want to do. So I'll grab that one, just check which one it is. I mean, it's the same one. So yeah, I probably should have seen that based on the fact that she wasn't giving a quest. Okay, so the other one, what is it? Deliver petitions to Shrine. This one here, it is out the way, but there's little involved. The other one, there is a fair bit involved. But yeah, most of the quests here are good. The only one I would personally avoid like the plague is anyone that tells you to go into a delve. because they are a lot more work than any of the other ones. So this one here, I know for a fact, because I've done it so many times, there's like a ambush, some NPCs will come up and attack you, but they don't automatically aggro to you. So what you can do is just hand it in, and you can actually run out the way, and they don't chase you. So we'll just grab this. I'm pretty sure they'll show up. There they are. And yeah, you can literally just run away and ignore them. And that's it. So just hand that quest in, and that's your tickets. Some of them are really easy. Like there's one where you just go and rescue 2 people, and they're like right next door. So yeah, I don't know if there's like a certain algorithm to which quests you get, or if it's just random. I have no idea. But most of them are pretty straightforward. So yeah. Just get to this guy and spam E, because as soon as you complete the quest, even if you get attacked at that point, that'll be it. You're done. So now you can get killed, it doesn't matter. Okay. Oh, mate. And just like with your scanning quests, you can basically queue these up for next time. So if you want to do this quest as well with the whichever it is. Oh, this will be a different one. So deliver orders to the spy. That one's also really easy. So you could do this one as well. So let me just go do this one. I'll just deliver to the spy. Okay, so the quest is done, but we're not going to hand it in. We're just going to hold on to it. So next time, when the reset happens and we can get our tickets again, we can just go over, hand this one in, and you could do another quest if you want, but you don't have to. You could just use that as like a quick emergency one to do before you do the scouting ones, because the scouting ones, in my opinion, are just easier if you can get lucky with them. But yeah, these are the 2 options. It's good to have choice always. So yeah, I'll just recap. So Cyrodiil over here for Ebonheart Pact, Coral over here for Daggerfall, assuming that you control a lot of the map. What? Covenant would probably be a good idea, even though for some reason Rail is owned by EP. Normally, just go over to Coral over here, and it'd probably be fine. Because yeah, look at all the stuff that Covenant owns. So this could be the result of like a bunch of people that left. Yeah, you get the point. So these 2, you can also do these ones if you want. They're potentially quicker, but these places are more active. So just keep that in mind. Alright, last one is to go to Imperial City. So Imperial City is a little bit different. To find your daily quests for Imperial City, you have to go to the ladder room in your safe area. So as soon as you queue into Imperial City, you'll always be taken to these safe zones within the sewers. Now, there's nothing worth looking at in the actual sewers themselves, because the quests are only related to the district, which you'll find here. To reach these districts, you need to use this ladder room here. Each district has a ladder that leads to one of these like towers at the top, and from there you can enter the districts and start doing the quests. Now there's only 2 districts I really consider being worth your time, and then there's like one that's still better than the other one. So the Arena district, this one here, is in my opinion the best one, because you get this quest here. This quest is by far the easiest. This one it's pretty good, but it's not as good as this one. Lifeblood's the classic. So yeah, which one you choose, obviously it's up to you, but I would highly recommend you do it Arena district. We'll get a quest icon here with this quest giver. This is Vulgar. This is Lifeblood of an Empire. This is probably the staple classic daily quest that you can do here. So with Lifeblood of an Empire, you've got to rescue Imperial citizens. To do that, you'll see these people here. There's 2 ways to rescue them. Either you can walk up to them and press E, or you can kill these people here, or these Dromora. So doing that rescues these citizens, they run away, and you can do this from the tower. You can do this entire quest without leaving the safety of this tower here. So that's the PvE way, basically. You can jump down there. It's not a big deal. The only thing is, the only way really to get out of here fast is either to die and get respawned in the safe zone, or to use the queue system that I showed you with Cyrodiil to get out quickly. So if you go down there, the best way to get out is to go to Cyrodiil here, right-click, enter campaign, and queue away. You can do it in combat. So if someone starts attacking you, that is a way to get out. But obviously, you have to stay alive long enough for it to matter. But in this case, you can see this this prisoner here. So what I can do is just shoot him with the old bow, get out of there, and just stay out of line of sight of these dudes here, and they will reset. It just takes them a little while. You can see there they're running away. So that's literally the quest. There's prisoners all around the district. So the fast way is to jump down there and just run off and find them. But do remember, this is a PvP zone, so odds are you will find someone who is not happy that you're there, and they will kill you. There are some very good players in this place, so yeah. But it's not a big deal if you die, as long as you don't have any Telvar in your inventory. That's the only time where it really matters. But if you don't, if you get killed, just respawn. Maybe just check at the top of the tower if anyone's still there, and just give it like a minute, and then just run down and start finding people again. There are heaps of prisoners, and the way it works is when you go rescue other ones, the other ones tend to spawn back faster. So if you're just going to rescue these ones here, they take a while to respawn naturally. So if you do want to just do this without jumping down there, it does take a while. That's the only thing. But it is totally possible to do this without even interacting with anything down here. Like, you don't have to go down here at all. And the thing is, if another player comes in when there's a prisoner here and you're standing here, and they kill the Dremora or they interact with a prisoner, it works for you. So you can basically get other enemy players to do the work for you. It's quite funny. Unfortunate that for the PvP community, this is what they have to deal with. But if you don't want to deal with PvP, again, totally fair. This is a way to do it. Now the other quest is good too, but maybe just might be a little more inconvenient. Just like, I'm talking like a smidge just more inconvenient, but it's still a really good quest. The Memorial District, the quest is just to kill Zivkin. So if you would have seen a Zivkin just there, these bad boys here are Zivkin. They're basically just like the bigger Dremora, the tier 1 like tougher enemies in this place. And there's lots of them in the Memorial District, so it's pretty easy. What? I'm sorry? Okay, whatever. Yeah, these dudes are all over the place, so this one's not too bad either. Now, there is a Zivkin right there, so you could kill that one. Obviously, this guy's coming around and killing everything. You could go over to those Zivkin, hit them once, and when he kills them, you would probably get participation for it. Because yeah, I don't think you have to kill them yourself. You just have to have hurt them by the time they die. And yeah, if this guy ends up killing you, who fucking cares? So I did say the other quest here was pretty good. The only thing is, it's not just Zivkin, it's extra stuff. So I didn't know that. So you have to kill Zivkin, and then you have to like interact with a couple of places around here. But those, it's not too bad either. You just got to go up to some skeletons or areas around skeletons and just interact with them, and then you can just hand that one in. And same thing. So if you go down there and you want to get back easily, just use the queue here to get back to where you're going. The NPCs will arrive somewhere within the safe zone. You just got to look for where the quest icon is. The one for Lifeblood of an Empire is here. You can see Volga. So this is where you hand it in. And from there, you'll get your 1 Imperial City event ticket, and you'll also get another boombox. So that's how you go about getting your Gone Pursuit. You can get quests done that way. You can get your event tickets. You can get skill line stuff if you have a character which is not fully leveled. And yeah, event tickets, obviously. This one here. The other way to get White Strake's boomboxes, aside from quests, is anytime you get rewards of the worthy that come up through the mail, they also contain a boombox anytime you get one during the event duration. But honestly, I don't usually bother with the boombox one. I just go the event tickets one, because yeah, obviously you want your event tickets for all the stuff that's in the Gone vendor, right? Oh yeah, if you want to grab anything in the Gone vendor, you want to know what's there. I went through that in the other video, the PvE approach one. I'll make sure that's in the description if you want to have a look. But yeah, that's it. So yeah, just do a scouting quest each day or a town quest, and then Lifeblood of an Empire each day. Which way you want to do it. If you want to stay on the tower, if you just want to run around and grab them. That's it. Just do that every day, and that'll be your 3 event tickets each time. So if you want to know the build I'm running here, the whole point of this build, basically, I just tried to stack up as much damage as possible on a single skill, focused aim, because it's got a huge range, and it does a shit ton of damage each hit. So the idea of this build was to just sit at the top of the tower and just kill those Dremora in like a hit or two, and just like basically disappear at the edge, like at the middle of the tower as soon as I kill them, just to prevent people from hitting me up there. Like if it's busy and there's lots of players running around. Because yeah, that way you can just sit here at the top of the tower with this setup, and you just kill them in like 2 hits. It's super quick, and yeah, like obviously bringing this character down there is not a good idea, but I was never going to do that. So yeah, this build wouldn't be very good for surviving down there, but it'd be amazing just for plinking the Dremora that are next to the prisoners. So I'm just running 5-piece Curse of the Fire, or 5-piece Way of Fire set. This one, I wouldn't use this anymore. It used to work on weapon skills, so it would apply every time you hit them with snipe. But now that's not the case. Probably the best thing would be to use... if you just want to use it on the Dremora, because they count as monsters, Tideborn Wildstalker is probably the best. Just be aware it doesn't work on players. But honestly, I don't really think that's a problem, because you're not really going to be killing anyone worth your time with this setup. Like they get hit once by a snipe and they're just going to immediately start cast and buffed and healing and stuff. Like no good player is going to get killed by this setup, so it doesn't really matter that you can't kill them. And then if you're using it on low health players, then probably not going to be getting much, and that's not really the point of this whole thing. So I just don't see the point. If you do want to do that though, probably maybe Order's Wrath is just like a good one, or maybe what's the one that is it Hawk's Eye that increases the damage of bow abilities? Maybe this one. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I can't think of much else, honestly. Maybe just going full on into Shattered Fate might be better there, because that is a lot of weapon and spell damage that you get. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't think much about that. Also, you want Oaken Soul, because you're only going to really need 1 bar for lethal arrow, and you get a bunch of extra cool buffs here that increase your damage, so you might as well. If you don't have this though, it's not a big deal. Just it will be better with this, I think. And yeah, just a sharpened bow of fire or Wildstalker bow, and that's fine. Here, I don't think this matters. This is just a very old weapon I have. Now, I should also cover Imperial City foes, but I feel like I've already covered it. Foes in the Imperial City. So any of the enemies that you kill there will count for this. So the skeletons, the Dremora, the Zivkin, the Atronachs, anything there will work. Now, what I advise you do for this one is pick a campaign through the Imperial City here. Maybe one of these ones that has less people, because the more people there are, the more that the stuff here is going to be dead. And maybe look at campaigns where these quests aren't, because the odds are there might be less people there. But yeah, just go down and just kill shit. Also, you could use the sewers for this. The sewers have plenty of stuff as well. Other than that, I think that's everything really to cover. Like, here's the thing. Oh yeah, I'll cover Duels as well. Duels is a pretty good one. I'll do that next. So the Battleground match, I've already covered that. Killing players to Cyrodiil, yeah, I wouldn't really bother with this one. There's much easier options in the long run. Obviously, you'll just get this done naturally if you do PvP. Same with this one. This is actually damage to players, so I wouldn't really bother with this one unless you're actually doing PvP. And in that case, you probably just get these naturally, so it doesn't really matter. If you do want to do this one, though, my advice would just be, if you do want to do these both, this one here, you don't actually have to get the last hit, as long as you dealt damage to them at all. As long as you get alliance points from them once they die, that's basically, it works for that. And this one here, I would just use a siege weapon in like when you're fighting, like trying to take a keep, or against other players taking a keep. Just shoot them with like a fireball ballista or something. Because yeah, you got to remember, if you try and go and attack them with your own skills, if you're in range of them, they are also in range of you, basically. So unless you've got a dedicated PvP character, you're probably going to die when someone fucking looks at you in that place, because there are some, just like Imperial City, there are some people that can kill you very quickly in those places. Alright, another pretty easy one to look at is duels. So you can kind of just find one player, maybe just ask them if you want to do the 10 duels now. Not everyone's going to agree to do this, but, you know, the amount of time you'd be spending doing this is like a few minutes, so it's a pretty good option anyway to try and do. But maybe do this when you're like trying to do like maybe like one of the last options. Otherwise, yeah, it might just be a waste of time because you're better off running around doing other stuff. Yeah, that's just me. So all you got to do is find one person, just go up to them. You'll see a hold to interact key shot near the bottom, near your health bar. You hold that down, the wheel comes up here, duels at the top left. So you'll give them an invite, they'll accept it. Now, while the countdown is happening, you can, if you take your health away before the countdown ends, it will just give you all your health back, so be aware of that. The reason I say that is if you want the duel to be as quick as possible, you can use abilities that take away health, and then you can just have the other person basically just give you one hit and it's done. The only thing there is, you know, you got to find something to take away your health. But if you, you've got Blood Altar here and Undaunted, it's very easy to get just by going to the taverns in the starting areas. Easiest one to reach is Rosy Lion here in Daggerfall, in the Glenumbra zone. You can talk to an NPC over where this this icon is on the main floor. That will accept that quest, and you'll unlock the Undaunted skill line, and Blood Altar's here. So you can just throw this down a bunch of times if you want the duel to be as quick as possible, basically. Or you can have the other person do the same. That being said, it doesn't matter what happens. If you win or you lose, it will work here for both of you. So the only way to forfeit the duel, as it says in the tooltip here, is when the big flag pops up. If you run too far away from the flag, it'll tell you that you're forfeiting the duel. And when you leave, it forfeits. Now, this does work for the other person, but it doesn't work for whoever forfeits. So it's, you know, if you want to do it that way, that's probably the quickest way to get one person the duel endeavor done. But it's not gonna work for both of you, so it might not be something you want to do. Just be aware of that. That's basically it. The only thing I guess is like maybe considering where to do duels. Here's the thing. I would probably just go to Vocal Guard Way Shrine. Maybe try and pick a time where it's more busy. You know, like there's more players online. Because I find that people just chill around here a fair bit, and I do sometimes when I'm finished with endeavors and I'm just like ending the recordings and stuff, or like starting my editing, people will just run up to me here and ask for duels. So yeah, it's pretty frequent. If you want duels that are perhaps, if you want to duel like proper duelists, people who are like sort of veteran PvPers who tend to wait for duels. As far as I'm aware, they either wait around here, just north of the Undaunted Enclave. Supposedly, this is bad for FPS. That's the only bad thing about this one. The other place is in Alka Desert, just north of Bergama, next to the Wayshrine here. This spot here is like the FPS is much better, I've heard. So yeah, a lot of people are checking out here. Maybe places like Craglorn, just out of Belkarth. Like around this area, I find a lot of people as well. Other than that, I don't really know. Maybe like capitals like Deshan, Vivek City might be a good one. But yeah, honestly, anything more than just try Vocal Guard. I think that should get you what you need. And yeah, don't worry about being good at duels. Just make sure they know you're just trying to do the endeavor, if that's what you're doing. So yeah. Okay, so we got two more options to look at. I'll first just cover trials very quickly, and I'll also cover fishing, because honestly, fishing is very easy, very simple, and if you do want to queue for a battleground match or tribute match still, doing fishing while you're waiting for that is kind of a good thing to do, I think. Same with a trial. Like if you find a group in Group Finder and you just want to wait for it to fill up, fishing is another thing you can do on the side. It's because it's just very low effort. So trials, there are quite a few trials in this game, and you kind of have to keep tabs on what each trial requires. a lot of them are pay-gated. There's 4 base game ones. You've got Ethereum Archive, Hellra, Sanctum Ophidia, and Horse Fabrication. Each of these trials have abbreviations that will be used a lot when it comes to Root Finder, like looking through here. This is where you'll likely find trials to join. A lot of time, especially when it's like low population, like opposite of prime time hours, you're probably not going to find many options. I wouldn't do a veteran trial unless you're really experienced. Only stick with normal trials. And just understand some trials are significantly easier than other ones. An example is, I find Cloud Rest, Ethereum Archive, and probably Sunspire are the 3 most straightforward ones to complete. Because as a damage dealer, it's pretty straightforward dealing with these ones here. The only exception to that is doing the portals in Cloud Rest. But in there, as long as you carry like a good self-heal, don't use things that rely on healing based on the damage to the abilities deal, because the only thing you can tap in there that works is the crystals, and sometimes that can be hard to use properly, because the boss in there is immune to damage. So you deal no damage, so you don't get any healing. But things like Vigor are fine in that. That's like the only exception to that entire rule. So Cloud Rest, Sunspire, CR, SS, Ethereum Archive, AA, they're the kind of the ones you want to look for. The other ones, some of these other ones here are pretty easy. They're just long. Dreadcell Reef is probably the best value to do, because it has 4 sets that are pretty good. Particularly Whirl of the Depths, probably one of the best damage sets in the game. Rockgrove is pretty good too, because there's a lot of sets you can get in there that are great. Kailan's Aegis has a good healing set. These ones here, they all have good stuff. Ascene Cage, I believe... No, it's Lucent Citadel, isn't it, that gives you Slivers of the Null Arca, which is also used a lot. Yeah, they all have various things that they can give you. But yeah, these 2 here, especially Rockgrove and Dreadcell, these are the most advanced trials to do. I have a guide for Dreadcell Reef on my channel, so if you want to check that out, you can. It's very long. I do intend to do one eventually for each of these more later trials. I don't really think it's necessary for these like older ones, because they're so easy to cheese these days. I just don't feel like it. But maybe things like Halls of Fabrication, I might do it. I definitely want to do it for Rockgrove though. I haven't found the time to do it enough at the moment. Anytime I actually want to do it and have time for it, I can't find a Rockgrove. Supposedly they are adding a way to get sets from the night market without having to do trials and stuff, which is cool. But yeah, right now this is the only way to do it, so yeah. What I'll do is in the description, I will have a beginner guide by Hyperioxes for tanking. Really good resources there if you want to learn how tanking works. It's significantly different. Well, not significantly, but it's noticeably different from regular MMOs, the way tanking works there. Healing, same thing. They're mostly designed to just like... You're mainly meant to buff and debuff, and like tanking and healing is like the secondary thing, where it's the bit that requires a lot less effort to do competently, I should say. It's hard to master as everything is. And yeah, I'll have one for healer. I can't remember the name of the channel that I watched the healing video for, but there's another good one for that. And same with damage dealing. I'll link a video where you can learn how damage dealing works. It'll have like a bunch of guides for some easy to reach, like really well performing damage dealing builds. The only thing is, if you haven't done trials before, my recommendation is just stick to a damage dealer, because you kind of don't need to worry as much about like mechanics. Obviously, you still do, like especially things like Dreadcell Reef, Sanity's Edge, this sort of stuff. They have more mechanics and you need to understand stuff more. But particularly things like Ethereum Archive, Cloud Rest, you can just be a damage dealer and just concentrate on dealing damage. That's most of the fight for how most of it worked. So yeah. But yeah, with everything, it's more complicated than that. But the best thing to do, I think, is if you've never done a trial before and you're joining one, just tell people that you've never done one before. 99% of the time, people will be pretty chill about it. And if you're if there's like issues, if you're doing something wrong, they'll let you know and they'll try and guide you through it. You always get the occasional like idiot that thinks that like with fucking main character syndrome that joins a trial and causes problems, but they're very far and few in between. So yeah, I don't think you should worry about that. Okay, so I think there's so much like about trials that it would take me ages to explain how it all works in my perspective. So I'm just going to leave it there. Like doing a normal trial, like especially some of the older ones, you don't need it like a crazy guide. Just go in there, have fun, and honestly, you'll be surprised. I think like they're pretty straightforward to do, especially the older ones. So yeah, just remember, they're an archive, AA, CR, Cloud Rest, SS, Sunspire. These ones are the best. They're the easiest to do in my opinion. They're the most chill. So say you find a trial, and you just got to wait for a group to join. Also check the other roles, see if there's something else. Like if you have a character that performs a role and you want to see if like, because the way it works is it won't show that trial if there's already damage dealers in it. But if you go to a tank, it needs a tank so that it'll show up. So that can be something worth doing. And like join the group, tell them that you have a tank, and you can swap over there and stuff like that. But yeah, while you're waiting for a group to join there, or like if you want to do the battleground match, you're waiting for that queue to pop, or the tribute match, you're waiting for that queue, you can just do fishing in the background. I'll show you how I would do this. So 30 fish, I'd say it's probably like 10-20 minutes. It's not long. The only main thing here is to get some fishing bait. You'll need, I'd go 50, which is a fair bit of running around, but it's a very chill option. Like there's no real like skill involved here. It's just running around and finding some stuff. So my opinion for this, you want to use river fishing bait, which is insect parts, which is really easy to get from this place here in Bleak Rock. And from there, you want to use Stone Falls, the river here. There's a lot of other rivers around the place, but this is the option I use because it's got a wayshrine right here. It's easy to reach because you've got the Home Tools houses over here. It's just everything you need. And Bleak Rock over here, this area is full of torch bugs, which give you insect parts. Also torchbug thoraxes, which we'll talk about if I get one. But yeah, torchbug thorax is really good too. This area here, if you complete this quest, all the enemies, the skeletons here, they will be docile, so you can just run past them and they don't give a shit. And this quest is really damn easy. You get like a couple of tier 1 skeleton type enemies you gotta kill, but they're just like regular generic shit, and it's like very outdated content, so it's the difficulty involved is very low, or the mechanics involved are very, very basic. So these are what you're looking for, torchbugs. You'll find them, oh wow, torchbug thorax, there you go. So you'll find these all along the outskirts of the Skyshard Burrow, and also around the actual ruins itself too. You'll find butterflies as well, alongside them around Bleak Rock Isle, but torchbugs are going to be your mainstay here. So what you do is you just go along, every torchbug that you see, just loot it, get the insect parts and the torchbug thorax. So the insect parts are the thing you're going to use for fishing. Now, it says like the different bait types, right? So what happens, can you use other bait types? Yes, you can. The only difference is you have a higher chance of actually getting a fish using the correct bait type. So using this other stuff, it will just take longer generally to complete this option than using insect parts. That's all. Also, yeah, torchbug thorax. Why is this so good? Look at the fucking price on these things. Selling a stack of these, you'll be fucking rich. So yeah, I'm pretty sure these are more expensive than Columbine, aren't they? Oh my god, they are. Right, there we are. So just keep collecting these until you get, like I said, probably get 50. The good thing here is you'll only need a couple of inventory slots for this. Not a lot, because yeah, you got one for insect parts, one for the torchbug thoraxes, maybe the butterfly wings too if you're going to get some of those, and then just a couple for the fish. They come up in consumables. I can't remember if they come up in container or trophy. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's trophy here. So when you end up getting the fish, you can, I'll show you how to use them all in quick succession. There is a way, you just can't do it where you are. So naturally, if you want to do it from your inventory, you have to fillet each fish separately. But if you can find a provisioning station, that allows you to fillet all the fish instantly. Okay, once you've got 50 bait, or as many as you think you'll need, take this bait and come to this location here. The Death's Wind crafting set area, Armature's Upheaval. Basically around this area here, there's a river. This river has about 15 river fishing holes, and these are what you want to use to fish with. There is one foul fishing hole over here, so just keep that in mind. The fishing type, fishing bait here will be different. You'll probably want crawlers, or you want fish roe. For the river fishing holes, yeah, insect parts is what you want. There is one other one, which I believe is shad. Yeah, so shad or insect parts. These are what you want to use for the river ones. So all you do is you hold E to bring up this wheel. It brings up all the bait types. You just choose one that fits on that certain fishing hole. And then you press E to fish. Now, if you've never been here before, so just use Ebony Flask In Room or Ebonheart Chateau and just travel a little bit south. Unlock this way shine. You've got access to this area here from like permanently. So yeah, it's really good. So yeah, get your fishing bait type. Press E to start fishing. Your character will bring out a fishing rod. You don't have to buy this or anything. It's just every character has one on their person at all times. So you'll just there you go. So when your fishing rod moves around like that, that's when you can reel it in and get a fish. So there we go. We've got a salmon. That's one. So you just got to repeat that 30 times. And that's it. The only thing here is there's going to be RNG. Sometimes you'll get things that aren't fish. Ironically, sometimes you can get a furnishing of a fish, but it doesn't actually count as a fish. There, we got an ash shad there. This one here also counts as a fish. So yeah, you just keep an eye on this this one here. And yeah, you can pin it to the side of the screen if you want to just check the progress. The only thing stopping me here is that I've got the mini-map in the way, that's all. But if you put your mini-map somewhere else, you can keep tabs on that. I don't know if you can move that UI aspect there, like the quest tracker thing. I think it stays in the top right. Maybe there's like an add-on that allows you to move it around, I'm not sure. But yeah. Or maybe there is a way and I just don't know. If someone knows, let me know, but yeah. And that's literally it. Just repeat that. Like I said, it does take a little while. Now, if you end up using up the entire fishing hole and it disappears, all you have to do is just look around this area here for another one. So once I get this fish, there it is. So there's fishing holes over here, generally. Excuse me. There's also torch bugs here, so you can grab a couple more fishing river baits if you need insect parts. So all along here, you'll find more of these like little splashing spots in the water. These are the fishing holes. They have predetermined spawns, but they'll just it'll pick one of these different locations each time. So you've got this one here, you've got this one over here, got one over there, and if there's nothing left in this river here, all you have to do is just head towards the wayshrine. So come up here. Just past the wayshrine, go up here. Just keep going up in elevation. And yeah, basically where the waterfall is, just come up here. Just be careful coming along this area here, because you can like get deflected and fall off again. It happens to me a lot. Yeah, up here, you'll also find some more river holes. So there's one there. I believe the last one that you can find is over here where the scamp is. I think there's one around this area here. Yeah, from here, if you can't find any more, then you can just start heading down the waterfall and go back down to this area here. And just repeat that process until you get enough fish, and that'll be it. So once you've caught 30 fish, and you've got all the fish in your inventory, I'll show you how to fillet all of them at once. So what you want to do is come back to Ebonheart, just north of where you do the fishing. Just come into this tavern here. It's not the only place you can do this. If you've got a cooking station in your house or something like that, you can do that. But just come downstairs. Oh, sorry, not downstairs here. It's to the right. It's over here. So you'll find this cooking fire over here. And then you just go, you'll start in fillet. So you just select all the fish in your inventory and just press R to fillet multiple, or just hit this here and accept. And yeah, you'll get some fish. You might get lucky and get a golden quality item called a perfect roe. You can use this to make Sigic Ambrosias, which are XP potions, or you can sell them for a pretty significant amount of gold. It's random. I'd say it's probably a 1 in 100 chance, maybe more, maybe less. I'm not actually sure what the real number is, but it's pretty rare. And yeah, they're worth quite some bob. So it's worth trying to fill all these fish. Anyway, if you end up holding onto the fish provisioning materials, there is a very basic recipe which you can use for endeavors to craft with provisioning, which you can get from chefs like this one here. It's the fishy stick. This one, it just requires fish. That's it. So yeah, that's another good recipe you can use for that stuff. So that's it. You know, I could talk more about some of the other options. There's still other stuff that's still practical, but either I just don't think they're worth the time compared to the other options, like considering the opportunity cost, or they're just not. There's not enough I can explain about them that's just worth bothering with. So yeah, if you want to add your own stuff, please, I'd be happy for that sort of thing. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I think that's enough information for the Golden Pursuit. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your great support as always. I'll see you all next time. Good luck with the event. Good luck with the pursuit. And take care for now.